Slap battles has a lot of luck-based mechanics built into the game, such as different global methods and rolling hit effects. But what are the rarest occurrences in slap battles? Well, in this video, I'm going to be showcasing some of the rarest occurrences in slap battles, so let's get started. But before we get to the super rare stuff, let's start off with some of the more common occurrences in slap battles. Let's start off with the hit effects that have the highest chance of being rolled out of any crate. Now, you're probably going to assume these are going to be some sort of uncommon rarity effects, however you'd be wrong. It's actually any of the epic effects from the overkill crate, which have an 80% chance of being rolled. Now, yes, seeing an uncommon effect in game is way more likely than seeing an epic effect from the overkill crate. However, if we're just considering it based off a percentage, you're more likely to roll an overkill epic than an uncommon from any of the crates. Moving on, we have the Clover glove, and this glove's ability has a 49% chance of either giving you good luck or bad luck. This is what it looks like to get good luck. And this is what it looks like to get bad luck. Now moving on to something a little bit rarer. The chances of the elude keypad spawning on either the Moai or Slapple Island has a 20% chance of spawning every 10 minutes. Now, just for the sake of this video, I'm only going to be counting the actual percentages, not any time-based factors it actually takes for these to actually happen. I'm just going to be including the 20% here. Now, to get the Jet Glove, you need to collect the Jet Orb, and this Jet Orb has a 10% chance of spawning every 10 minutes in the main arena. So, yeah, things are going to get pretty rare, but it still gets more rare than this. Now, we can't forget about the Phase Glove, and in order to obtain that glove, you need to have a Phase Orb spawn into the main arena, which only has a 5% chance per 10 minutes. Now, going back to the Clover Glove, the Clover Glove actually has a 2% chance each time you use the ability to give you amazing luck. Well, I've been trying to get the amazing luck for a pretty long time now, and I guess I'm just not lucky enough. So this is what it actually looks like to get the amazing luck. It's like a yellow orb. And let me know, have you ever gotten the amazing luck with the Clover Glove in the game? In order to obtain the Blasphemy Glove, you need to get hit by someone else's or your own bus. Whenever this happens, there is a 1% chance that you will get a certain cutscene. This is what the cutscene looks like, and yeah, it's pretty rare to get this, so it might take you some time to actually get this glove. In order to obtain the Slapple glove, you need to collect the golden slapple that spawns on the Slapple Island, and this has a 1% chance of spawning per 1 minute in game. So yeah, it can take a pretty long time for this to spawn in, but we were pretty lucky and it managed to spawn in here. Wait, what? Cut the cameras, cut the cameras! So as you can see, things are starting to get pretty rare. However, the golden slapple spawning is not nearly as rare as one of the rarest occurrences in slap battles, so let's move on because this is gonna get pretty crazy. Now let's look at the rarest legendary hit effect to roll in the game, and that would be the lightning hit effect with only a 0.5% chance of being rolled from the standard crate. Now yes, obviously there are rarer limited legendary hit effects that are less likely to be seen in game, but those actually have a higher chance of being rolled from their respective crates. So that technically means that lightning is the rarest legendary hit effect to roll in the game. Now let's bump it up to the mythical rarity. The rarest mythical hit effect to roll in slap battles is the energized effect from the Mega Rock crate, and this only has a 0.1% chance of being rolled. So yeah, this is getting pretty rare, and of course there are other limited mythical effects that are way rarer to see in game, but those mythicals actually all have a higher percent chance of being rolled from their respective crates, so energized still remains to be technically the rarest mythical to roll from a crate. Now this is one of the most famous gloves in slap battles, and it's of course the Bob Glove. However, what is the actual chance of getting the Bob Glove whenever you use the replica ability? Well, take a guess, because it's pretty rare. Well, the correct answer is that each time you use the replica ability, you only have a 0.0133% chance of spawning in Bob. So yeah, that's insanely rare. And what's even more crazy is that it only took me an hour of using the replica ability to actually spawn in Bob. I know some people have spent months trying to get Bob, so let me know in the comments, have you ever spawned in Bob? Okay, so that's probably the end of this video, right? Because surely getting Bob is the rarest thing in slap battles. Well, there's actually one more thing that I managed to discover that has an even less likely chance of occurring than getting Bob, and that would be the chances of meeting someone with the rarest badge in slap battles. Now, what is the rarest badge in slap battles? You may think it's the badge for getting Detonator, the badge for dying with Rob's power in the Eternal Bob's boss fight, or maybe even the badge for getting 1,000 kills. However, all of these are actually not the rarest badge in slap battles. The rarest badge in all of slap battles is actually the You Met Snow badge, with only 14,725 people ever getting this badge. Now, how am I going to determine the actual chances of you meeting someone with this badge? Well, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to look at the total visit count slap battles has, which is 3.2 billion. Now, I'm going to divide 14,725 by 3.2 billion, and the answer will be the actual percentage of you meeting someone with this badge. Oh, wow. Okay, let's round that up a little bit. Okay, much better. So the approximate chance of meeting someone with this badge is a 0.000005% chance. Yeah, that's just absolutely insane. Now, a little disclaimer, this percentage is not 100% accurate for multiple reasons. One, many people who have the UMS Snow badge have probably quit slap battles and no longer play, so people who actually play slap battles and have this badge is probably less than 14,725. Another thing is that slap battles doesn't have exactly 3.2 billion visits. I'm just looking at the approximate amount, which is just 3.2 billion, which is what is on Roblox. And then we also, of course, have all accounts, which, I mean, they're never being used again, so they don't really count towards the amount of players who have actually played slap battles. They were just all accounts made for various reasons, and then they're just never used again. And yeah, those are some of slap battles' rarest occurrences. Do you have any other rare occurrences that can occur in slap battles? Let me know in the comments below. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Pfft, easy jump, watch this. What? No!